Now, if I was Na'Vi, what Hellraisers are doing with the level 1 Roshan, because you've just picked up Ursa. Now, we've only had one Ursa in the Europe division so far, and he ended up going like 22 for 0.
What?
Yeah.
What game was that?
I think it was actually a Vega Squadron game, I believe. There was one game out there, I remember reading it, but I cannot fully remember which team it was. But we might get some help from the guys who are listening.
Did he level 1 rush?
I don't know. It was one of the games not on the mainstream. Hence I'm saying I think it was Vega.
Okay.
But yeah, Artis is going to be on that Ursa. They're not going for level 1 Roshan. The items do not reflect this at all. Instead, it looks like they just brought Dread down south so it can get a very early ward that off lane, and they're going to run a safe lane Ursa. So Na'Vi have to keep very, very close tabs on what's happening with that Ursa. The second he leaves, they have to keep their eyes on Roshan. If they start getting Aegis of the Immortals, as well as the buff up of Golden Experience of Roshan, Na'Vi could find themselves fighting like a lot of trouble. But HR, they're not really... Like, the Ursa pick has almost weakened their lanes. Because they don't have the kill potential.
Yeah, he doesn't like playing one-on-one lanes either, that hero. He could do okay against Bristle in the right conditions, but a flat one-on-one from level 1, I'm not sure how good Ursa is for that. He's generally good against melee heroes, but Bristle might at least get farm in the lane.
Alright, so it was Vega versus Hellraisers.
Vega Hellraisers, okay.
So, yeah.
And Vega were on the... So HR were on the receiving end, they got owned by the Ursa, and now they want to pick it themselves, or... Okay, HR got destroyed by it.
There we go.
It's time for Fantasy World.
So it was Vega that ran it up against Hellraisers, now Hellraisers will run it up against Na'Vi. That's the end of that discussion for that one.
Okay.
So SF and Puck grab the runes, which means everyone's happy in the mid lane, everyone gets an early bottle.
Okay, so what's happening in this bottom lane now? They're running Undying Jakiro. They're not putting the Dazzle together with the Undying, and this actually makes it possible for Na'Vi to maybe win this lane by killing if they want to try it, but they don't have to. As I talked about pre-game, if they just farm, that's probably good enough for them. So, Jakiro, Undying, can they keep... They can't keep Lesh from farming. I don't think so with an AA there.
They can't stop him from farming. Also, considering just how nerfed Liquid Fire got, I guess not as much harassment damage as it used to be. So if you're looking at the Jakiro and you remember the Jakiro evolved, he's...
as well. Dread. He could be open on here. I think they're going to go for it.
A disruption. There's your chilling touch. Avos will get the stun. And how much damage do they got? Enough. Dread's going to drop. Goddamn, at least get a big decay. Snakeo's going to drop very, very low, but the damage, he cannot reach him. And Avos did a very good job. He grabbed the creep wave aggro, making sure the creep wave would have finished the job up against Snakeo as well. Avos in the trees. Decay's going to drop again. And goddamn, as she picked up Avos, did Avos go in there to buy her boots or something? Yeah,
No.
No? He bought nothing. He'll have a TP and come back.
Oh, goddamn, really doesn't give a damn.
He might have actually finished the ward. Havos, the stun, now going to land. There isn't a chilling touch, but the damage was still going to be there. There's your Liquid Fire, and goddamn, drops down the Tombstone. He's going to survive. They're trying to get rid of this Tombstone, but Arstar's dying to the zombies, and now another decay. Goddamn, with a double kill. Which basically makes him 3 for 0, 1.5 minutes in with all of the Hellraiser kills. I guess this lane, even with the dual lane's got kill potential.
Yeah, this is not what I expected. When Na'Vi get the first blood there, they can probably just pull back, wait for decay stacks to expire, and reset and re-go. But instead, they stick around a bit too long, and Undying really gets to punish them for it, finding the 3 kills there. Yeah, with Na'Vi getting first blood on that lane, I thought the lane was over. Just like, that's good enough, they're gonna get ahead, it's a dual lane, they don't have Dazzle down there, so every time they disrupt into Lesh stun with Chilling Touch, it's a free kill. But, oh, they...
SF's been having a really bad time in mid.
Managed it.
You should look at the CS between him.
Oh wow, Dendi's getting old.
Yeah. Aphos had a brilliant time.
He just got a lot of CS now. There was a whole creep wave coming in, he got like 3 kills with a raise, I think.
Okay.
So. Yeah, it's good enough for Dendi for now. Puck has a slight advantage here in the beginning, but come level 5, Shadowfiend's going to easily farm the same as Puck by just raising out the waves.
But that SF really needs the bottom lane to work for him. It looks like, again, the SD's moving forward for a disruption, but it's only Dread that's left. As they did have to retreat the Undying from that lane. But if they lose this bottom lane too heavily, they've got to be careful. The tier 1 tower could potentially drop. And then, where's SF meant to flash farm? They have to control up the jungle, and they also have to keep these tier 1 towers up, especially the mid one, because, primarily, I'm still thinking about Roshan. This Ursa is getting free farm, like more than free farm. He's 18 for 4 on the safe lane. We've got boots as well as a Stout Shield to start with. That's not going to tell us anything, but it's the lifesteal which I'm looking for from the Ursa. And with the changes as well, which happened a lot of patches ago, all you need is the Morbid Mask. you don't need the full Vlads to make Roshan viable for this Ursa.
Yeah, and another thing we haven't really talked so much about in the top lane is 1 CS. Okay, he got 2. 2 CS on the Bristol against 20 for Ursa. So
triple CS.
When this
Quad CS.
So when this bottom lane works as well as it does for HR, this means Ursa Dazzle run over Bristle. It's a completely different matchup by just having that one ranged hero to harass Phonic in the start and give Ursa a lead, because now he will just go in, he will start stacking up the Fury Swipes, and Bristle will have to play passively. He's going to buy his boots now, which is very important here for Phonic. So it can't really be overstated how important it is that the bottom lane is going into this for HR, because that allows Dazzle to stay top. If this bottom lane was a disaster for them, like after that first blood, if they wouldn't have given a kill back, if Na'Vi are ahead 2-0 in that lane instead of behind 3-1, I think HR have to adjust. Those kills really open up the map for them.
Snaker might have just found enough damage as well as positional advantage for SF. He needs the creep wave to push in though, which is not going to, because there's the catapult there. It is 9 times, so we can get a lot closer than he could during the daytime and maybe catch out Afro. But the issue is like, okay, actually that was the issue. The phase shift was the issue. And he needed to bait it out so he could have a crack at it, but disrupting him out, now the silence will come, and Nico, he's not dying to the tower just yet, but one attack from the puck might be enough. The Raze will be there, and in fact, Dendi even gave him bottle charges to ensure the SD would survive, and the advantage goes the way of Dendi in mid.
That was a really good gank. I was about to say this is a very low probability play, but the exact way Sunico plays it allows it to happen. So he tanks up the tower, he gets a couple of hits, or he gets silenced and orbed by the puck, but the silence being level 1 allows Sunico to immediately disrupt after, and Puck's orb is gone when he comes out of the disruption and can't John. And like you said, Dendi bottling up the Shadow Demon, keeping him safe there. A nice gank coming out from Sunico in that mid lane, and gets Na'Vi back a bit in this early laning stage that they are really, to be honest, they were getting run over in, but whoa, that gave them a lot of gold. What the hell?
Phonic. Trouble right now. He's going to drop on the top lane, getting a kill to the Ursa. What are you looking at? Is the graphs?
What did Na'Vi just get so much gold from? Like that was one kill. They were at 1,500 gold behind. And have they just where have they found all that farm?
Did they take any kind of streaks or something? Goddamn on the run out of here. The lightning's slowing them down. They have to get rid of this tombstone once again. But Dread, the control factor's not enough, so the tombstone will drop. Goddamn continues to get decayed, but divorced. Okay, you're not gonna. It's still 1,000 life, and he's got 11-1 charges up his sleeve.
Oh, Dendi took some stacks. It's got to be that, or he found some really good CS. Because you said he was losing to Puck in the lane, and now he's up by 7 CS all of a sudden. So that must be the way up on that curve.
Puck just stopped getting last hits in the lane. It really could be that simple. Snako sees a regen, but he blocks him on the corner. How much damage has Goddamn got? A lot more than Snako can deal with, but he's still locked in the corner. So Snako wants to try and regen up, but he's moving into Roshan. Denial is his only exit from here, and they try to actually bait the attack, which means Undying will get the last fist bump in. But he's also very, very low as he's running out. He actually ran out of his decay, so we drop back down to basically 1 HP.
He's going to go back to base and regen up, and I think Hellraiser's game plan is still coming through here. That one gank in mid is so important for Na'Vi to still have a pretty good grip on the laning stage, as mentioned, but now they lost some gold again.
And he's level advantage.
He's level 8 against 6.
Yep, yeah. About to be 7 though.
That's what happens when you get a mid gank like that. That's very, very standard here, and now Dendi, also all the denies he's got from this is putting him in a good position. But we need to remember the trade-off. Ursa, 46 CS, 1 for 0. Really, really good farm on him. They still shut down Phonic very nicely, although he's got a lot of experience, just not gold. He's level 6.5.
I really feel like he's running it like the old-fashioned
No ancient stacks, though. No ancient stacks.
No. But
maybe
at the same
supports could do that.
They're spending so much time on bottom lane making sure the Undying and Jakiro don't keep killing off their Latrak. So it's kind of worth it for them. But this Bristleback's actually playing the top lane quite fun, so he moves close enough that the Ursa can attack him, and then turns his back so the Ursa doesn't do a lot of damage, and then Core Sprays. And they just keep this dance going. It's almost like watching a tango of two people that don't love each other on this top lane. And in fact, actually TPing out now. That's the... Okay, this is that move. That's Rush. That Morbid Mask we were talking about. A straight smoke and move into Roshan, but look who's already there. Seneko is standing right in front of the pit, has a look in, the smoke's going to break, and us, it's like, wait, what's going on? Seneko's on the point, so we can move away, disrupt away, and now the rotation is being completely caught out. Steals the bounty rune as well, maybe a little bit greedy here. The pucks in orbit, the stun from Force will buy the space, the Dream Call will arrive here, and a Force takes stun straight away. They will be filling up the Shadow here, but Arstar's still in the neighborhood. The lightning bounce, Soul Rip keeping him alive, and they're going to take 2 kills, and this will open up for Roshan, but now Dendi will arrive. Raise number 1, raise number 2, and attack number 3. The Stout from Goddamn will keep him alive a little bit longer, just long enough. He's so low on life, down to about 6 HP on the attack, and Dendi, it's this haste rune that's giving him the advantage with basically space. And Seneko, has he got poison? Has he got anything? He's got Dread on his tail, as well as Funnick, who's now joined the fight as well. Afro's gonna be the first one to die here for Hellraisers, and Goddamn, low on life, the catch is there with the poison. Finally, Ursa is able to kill off the H-Snap Apparition, but Funnick's right behind him. One core spray, the slow was not enough from Dread to keep him away before the spray did come out. And Dendi with the razors, the Ice Path will lock him there, but Hellraiser will lose 3. Goddamn will survive. I do not know how, but he does walk out that one alive. But Roshan is stopped, and Na'Vi read it.
What a crazy fight. Like, that was just an absolute mess, honestly.
Chaos Dota.
Yeah,
That
was super chaotic. And Na'Vi, they do come out ahead. They also had the advantage in numbers. Dazzle never got involved. Surprising to me that they choose not to move down Goretz there. It's the type of fight that Dazzle is super good for when you get chaotic like that. However, he doesn't have a point in grave. Very unusual Dazzle build here, 3031, and he's waiting until his level 8 probably with getting the first point in grave, which, I don't know. I feel like this is... I'm not sure I agree with this approach from Goretz. I think he should definitely be trying to fight with the Ursa and Undying. They could probably secure the Roche by just having Dazzle there and keeping the Ursa topped at all times. And if not one engaged, they could have Tombstone. But yeah,
I'll start with just check with. There you go.
Shadow Amulet.
The Vortex is still going to keep the vision up. It's like they still see you, man.
It's possible he didn't see him. Did he Shadow Amulet before Artstyle dropped the Ice Vortex?
No, it was after.
Because it didn't see Roche. Oh, okay.
It definitely saw Artist there. But the Ice Path, they're trying to find the time, and wow, oh, okay. Yep, he had ulti. He waited to the critical last moment.
Do you remember the famous quote, "Nice hero, Ice Frog"? I heard that a lot when the new Ursa and Rage came out, and I saw people doing Roche.
What is it? Like you saw, like Roshan just dropped from like 50% to 10% with 3 hits from Ursa.
Yeah, Ursa really is the Ursa killer, Roche killer. Oh, not the Ursa killer. Yeah, okay. He is incredible at it.
He's so good he kills himself just because he's disgusted with his own face.
Well, there's gonna be a tier 1 falling now as well. I think Na'Vi don't have any interest in fighting this. I also agree with their decision to not do it. This would be very different if AO was level 6, and I think that's the call from Na'Vi. Okay, if we're gonna team fight into an Undying to cure a pump lineup like this, we easily need Ice Blast. And
they can try and kill mid though, because mid's really close here. In fact, there's Afro. Jump himself away. Of course, is right behind him. Lightning slow, but there's no follow-up stun. But yeah, they're taking out the top tower. Dendi takes 2 raises and then take out the next creep wave, but with a lot of TPs coming in fact 3 of them arriving. Artist being the first one, no mana but Aegis. Yeah, they're not going to stop that.
And what Artist wants to do with this Shadow Amulet is, of course, build Shadow Blade, and he wants to turn that into Silver Edge, the best item in the game, or one of the best items when it comes to countering Bristleback. Of course, applies the Break effect, which removes Bristleback, and then you can just destroy him from behind you.
Real trouble for him. The Dream Cold's got him controlled with the Rift as well as the Breed Fire. They'll find 1 kill for Seneko. Throws the catcher out and Drake going to disrupt them as well. Only got 1 poison stack, but Denny's looking to obliterate him, and that's with the Requiem of Souls. There was the Macro Fire coming out. Dendi also, this problem about a Shadow Fiend who runs a mech, there's just not enough mana pool. So they couldn't heal up, but it doesn't matter anyway, they'll survive.
Dire have fortified their towers.
Oh, this is very unusual indeed.
They're actually going to count for the Secret Shot cut off as well.
He's even level 8, it's not even before level 8. Now level 8, he's killed Wave again. So...
Is that the puck that's running circles around him? I think it was. No, it was actually, goddamn, he just walked straight through 2 heroes of Na'Vi.
I think Na'Vi should be really happy with tower trading like this. They got the mid-tier 1 for the top tier 1. They got a high-impact tower for a low-impact tower in that exchange. However, key item coming out on Puck gets the Blink Dagger. Alpha Ninja doesn't have it on himself just yet. It's flying out on the Courier. And that could set up for a couple of nice team fights. Like you said, though, Dendi has the mech. And this could be this is a key item for sure, and it could win them a couple of fights. But Dread actually almost has his on the Jakiro even.
Goodbye out style.
Right.
That was 3 hits. 3 hits and a poison touch. I'm going to say Dazzle's physical attack was there too, but it didn't really count.
Art's getting the Shadow Blade. He's also sending out a Mango. Pretty interesting to do that so late, but he wants to make sure to solve his mana issues. He's sending out a Clarity first, as well as the Mango, so he can pump the Mango mid-fight. I like the idea of that item on Ursa a lot, by the way. I think a lot of the time when players get Mangoes, they don't really use them that much or that well on their heroes, but for Ursa it can definitely be a difference maker.
Oh man, he could just really solo kill some heroes now with his items.
Yep.
He's going to such an easy kill if the Shadow Demon isn't there.
He doesn't actually have Earthshock though. Not a single point up in Earthshock, so there's no control from that. He'll have to rely on his enemy, on his teammates. The Dendi on the run out here. He's already got a couple of swipe stacks. Even that pressure blast coming in hits very nicely. The dead volley from Dendi would be enough to ensure that Ark's going to trigger out here, but it's only the Aegis the Immortal. The Tombstone is still up for now. They have to get rid of it. The Undying Zombies are taking the attacks from the tower, which means Atlas can now just go to work. He's got his ulti available. The Shadow Blades have cooldown in 2 seconds time. And without Dendi, there's not enough repel damage for Na'Vi to defend this tier 1 tower. But Lost still comes in close enough trying to do it. Gets tagged up by the ice path. And Na'Vi are trying to make this as difficult as possible, but the tower belongs to Hellraisers.
Middle tower for Radiant.
They are looking really good in this game.
They got so much money too, like the Jakiro. You got to support Jakiro that just picked up a full mech. 14 minutes in.
I think it's actually support Undying. They're playing Jakiro as the position 3 in this game, but it's still a really good time.
It's just because Undying got 4 kills.
Yeah, but he was the support in the lane. So Jakiro with 37 CS, he's almost got the same as the Bristle. It's not great, but it's good enough for the Jakiro for now. And does not really have the mana pool to support this mech all that well though. Has 6 on the wand for now, and he will probably need to use that very effectively in the next fight, as well as show up to the fight with full mana, else he can't even cast all his array of spells as well as the mech. Looking for, obviously, Eul's next for Dread. Seems to be the best item on Jakiro nowadays. If you go back 2 years, that was probably almost never grabbed, but it really is extremely good on that hero. Oh, Rust.
He didn't even know.
He had no idea. But I think he would have got away anyway, because the stun would have killed the wave and he was running away. So, and Arts does still not have any points in Earthshock, which means a hero like Lesh is not even a free... it should still be a free kill. I guess he can kill him before Ghost even gets the spell off. On second thought, yeah, he should be fine for that.
Yeah.
He's looking for something top, but nothing is happening.
Especially if you can get the mage.
Yep. Doesn't have that yet, though, but no, it's not going to take too long before he has the completed Silver Edge. The item was changed a bit after the first patch, I think, in terms of cost. The recipe was increased by, I think, 300.
Made it a little bit more expensive, but at the rate that Ursa is farming, it's so easy for him to get that extra cash. Bristleback is currently being surrounded on top, but at the same time, it's like, where do you want to go? You can go top, or you can have a crack over on mid, and that's exactly where Goddamn's looking to poison from Snako. We'll scout him out for now.
Now they have some important information here from the ward they have with their own Ancients. They know where Ursa is. They are going to be able to guess the rotation from that. Even putting a secondary ward here is the Shadow Demon Nico, and
they're not ready to fight though. SF is currently on bot rune. So you can see him moving over, but Denny's got to be able to TP in.
How close is Denny to BK? It's quite a bit to go. 1700 gold missing.
He just needs time. He really just needs time. Like, Na'Vi just lightning spam, poison spam, squirrel spam, whatever spam you've got, just throw it out and keep that creep wave away from the tier 2 tower. But Drake can keep doing this. Like, it's actually quite stupid that Jakiro could do this, because the backdoor protection is not coming up for this.
Well, Phonic protection is coming up, so he doesn't want to go again.
Yeah, he's had enough of
intimidating here, but
he's going to start to lose his life if he's not careful. That decay just starts kicking in a little bit more, and they did move Ursa down to bottom lane. So Ursa's still having a little bit of fun trying to farm up too. I think HR have realized they can just siege this with the Jakiro. They do not require the Ursa to do this.
Yeah, I was about to say I really like this play from them, that they're rotating the Ursa away and looking for the Dendi Shadow Blade if he can. He can sniff him out here with his Shadow Blade as well as Enrage. You could probably kill him off.
If they also realize that DD's in top
Earthshock. Maybe he can actually. Dendi's 4 levels above him and has a mech. I actually don't think he's gonna be able to get it.
They're just harassing Phonic. That's all that is. Phonic is a punching bag. That's all he wants to be, is a punching bag. And with the Vanguard as well as the Buckler, he's okay to be such a thing. That Courier's about to scout out the DD rune. I was wondering how long this will take. Actually, he's a little bit too far off. He didn't actually see the DD rune.
Oh, they're gonna go and God him now, maybe. No. They thought about it. He does have a Glimmer Cape, though.
So going aim is pointless.
It's pretty difficult.
Unless you walk to the east. Because the sentry ward coverage, and that's almost like a sadder thing. The sentry ward coverage right now is just out of range of that ward which is sitting on the lane. In fact, both of them, in fact.
Oh, AAO, this is some good harassment from Artstyle. Hits 3. And the lightning, wow, this is really, really a lot of damage. HR are going to have to pull back, wait for that to expire, use the mech, Shadow Wave. It's going to come out now. And, well, looks like nothing... now it looks like nothing even happened.
It's like watching a stalemate in chess, but there's currently two queens that are just having their own personal battle on the other side of the map. And until they come in, now they're going to see it. So Dendi, raise 1, raise 2, and attack, and Alice might regret this decision, because he can't walk up that hill. Not while the sentry ward is there. Dendi has the vision advantage, and that's why he's trying to play from these sentry wards as well. Goddamn's on the run back to the secret shop. And HR could move over, but where's the extra help? Here it comes in from Avorth, but the eye-pass from Dread perfectly controlling him as well as Phonic, and Avorth will drop almost instantly. The tombstone's in the neighborhood, then he gets directly with Souls off, but Alice wants to start fighting as well. But all they really want to do is kill this underneath the Undying Tombstone. The answer is obviously no, but with the dual breath, then he may have no choice. He's trying to run away as quick as he possibly can, but he's about to die. Avorth finally arrives back in again with the lightning, turning on the pulse. He's able to bring down that Ursa. Finally, he can do something. In fact, it was actually the SD that got the kill, but he cannot actually find the puck. Running around inside the tree line, the rest of his team is busy elsewhere. Puck's now going to orb away. Avorth cannot stop this. So the only other battle position they've got is going to be Gorak. Phonic chasing him down. And it ends up being a 2-for-1. Was that only 2-for-1 trade in that entire fight?
2-for-2. Lesh respawned really early because of the Bloodstone, so he lost quite a bit there. I think he might have suicided. He did, so... a fairly good trade for Na'Vi, to be honest. They gained some gold and some experience. Of course, they do trade 2 Bloodstone charges, but probably worth it in the end. Didn't lose their tower even with that fight breaking out.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah. But how far did it push Dendi back from his BKB? Because that's probably a bigger question.
He's pretty close to it. 1 or 2 minutes of farm as well. FNJ. Whoops. Finds Nico. Dendi does not have a Yule, so he can't stop this TP. Nope. And it's a really good distraction. Big boy's back. Artez, well, let's count the seconds. 1, 2...
Once he turns the ulti on. Once he turns the ulti on.
Okay.
Everything's stacked.
He might not even do it. He doesn't need to do it. I mean, he could... Okay. 1, 2, 3...
Is this even Dota?
It's pretty good. That's a level 1 ult, I think. That's level 2.
But he's got his Silver Edge. He's got his casual lifesteal because they also gave him all the bonus orb effects. So, yeah. Life is really great for this Ursa. You can understand how we got like 20 kills for Vega. And the reason why HR is now playing it. Phonic gotta be careful. But there's no way for Inslee to catch him until that.
Yeah, that is not a fight they want to take. I can understand Puck got eager because they do have the Silver Edge, so killing off Bristle even from the back is very, very easy for Arts, but that is not... You don't fight next to that tier 2 tower in a 2 and 5. That's probably not a good call. Make the right decision to play.
But now we find ourselves back into exactly the same position as before, where Na'Vi proved that they can destroy most creep waves before they hit the tower, and HR don't really... I guess such a narrow point too. You got no one's going to be forced after blink daggering over from that side of the building, where Goddan's playing most of his time from, trying to reach for the decay. So it's quite difficult for HR to get the initiation. You drop a tombstone, but now they're going to mop up the creep wave, and Funny's coming in for the tombstone. Actually hit twice into it, but Artist, he's so deep, he's trying to burn off as much as he can with the Aegis and all the Ice Blast, hitting nicely onto Hellraisers, and now the Aegis is finally going to go down. Dendi moves forward, they get rid of the tombstone, and this Ursa is on the wrong side of the track. Wants to run away, but he's being cold-feeded, purged, everything else they've got, and Hellraisers, maybe it is just too deep. Dendi with the BKB, Gorak going to TP himself away to safety with his own shallow grave. That'll keep him alive, but they'll lose the Jakira. Remember, as you said, he's the core in this game, so you did just get 2 cores, you lost your tower, but you just took a fight and you burned the Aegis the Immortal. Yeah,
that was way too aggressive from the Ursa. It was unnecessary. I think he wanted to go in and pressure to keep the tombstone safe, but I honestly think they didn't even need to do it, and Na'Vi just played very cool. They Demonic purged the Ursa on the first life and shut him down. He even uses the Enrage on the first life, which I think was kind of a waste, and then when he comes back, he's just an easy kill.
It was still crazy to see how split up that fight was. Like, you had your tier 2 tower, and then you had the tombstone, and then the rest of HR was on top of that. No one else was near the Ursa. He ran down there practically by himself, with a couple of Undying. Goddamn, it was really nice knowing you, but you are in fact, sir, dead. Glimmer Sentry what? No, he can't be protected. The Purge as well as the Ice Blast was on him. He was not surviving.
He was Ice Blasted, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what's weird to me is that HR are running this kind of. I guess we can agree this is a push strat, right? They are definitely looking to push towers. They are not building a pipe, and the Ice Blast and Lightning Storm is eating them alive every single fight, and it seems like no one is working on that key item. The obvious pick would be Dread, but I think he wants the Yules. He just got a cloak for himself, and that's all. Is there really no other hero on that lineup that could be getting a pipe? Is my question. The Puck is prioritizing.
It's Undying and Jakiro. Undying and Jakiro are your two potential Puck creators. That's it.
I think Puck could have done it.
It would have been really though.
He wouldn't have had it yet though, but
you need his control, and he's willing the right armor. He needs the Aghanim Scepter ulti from him, so that the Bristleback and the SF just can't break free and move wherever they want. Because really, what stuns is left for HR? They got nothing apart from the damage of Ursa that's going to go through that immunity. So where is your control factor?
But I'm still worried for HR that even with this Axe now, it's starting to be too late.
Yeah,
Na'Vi are getting the key item, even when they're coiled up. It's a great way of securing Ursa a target to hit, but they have Demonic Purge, which is like the best ability in the game against Ursa at all stages. It doesn't matter how farmed he is, Enrage can't break it. You just slow him down, and you kite and wait. And if there's a problem even then, you could just get a Ghost Scepter. And the rest of HR, they don't have damage. for probably to stay alive.
For a push lineup, they're actually losing the trade now. They had to deny their Tier 1 tower on bottom. They lost their Tier 1 tower on top because while they're doing that, while Na'Vi were pushing at bottom, Phonic soloed the top Tier 1 tower. He's using the perfect amount of damage, which is a crap ton, with the Bristleback to take out the tower, and now the second one drops. So you've just traded 2 towers for the price of 1, and you're not ready to push up high ground because you're still very concerned about what the Bristleback can do to your own base. They're watching Dendi move down, who's now going to find a DD rune to bottle up. But he needs to get out of here. He's in a very, very rough position. But his Observer Ward's going to watch the rest of Hellraisers running after him.
He's just going to run off to the right. They will see him now and ping him out, but well, maybe if he starts pushing out this way. No, they're still not interested.
Actually, their Observer was still a bit too down, isn't it? It's on the other side. Yeah, it's on the other side. It sees into the river.
Yeah. But, all right, now they're going to see him moving into the jungle.
So the second they try and go for him, then he sees them. Like the 2 angles that they can move.
Yeah.
He'll see. The only way they won't see it is if there's smoke. And are they actually running around with a gem now on that SD? Because they just dewatered one of the Dire Observer Wards. Yeah, they are. So now HR's going to go dark on the map, which is probably even more dangerous. You're already worried about being kited, but now you got to worry about what's sitting in your fog of war. You don't know what strength Na'Vi has behind them when you want to jump. And actually, is there even a jump? Like, Puck is the only hero that could potentially jump, and that's it. Like, Ursa can't keep up. You're talking about him getting cut from Demonic Purge. He's got no Blink Dagger. He's going Silver Edge and BKB, though he has to walk into the fight.
I was about to say, this is probably a mistake. It's difficult being Ursa in this kind of game. You really want the Silver Edge against Bristle.
Yep.
But the Blink is just such, in my opinion, still an essential part of playing that hero. It's difficult for you to get in. You can try to go in with the invisibility, obviously, but if Na'Vi are aware and they put True Sight down, whenever you're looking for the engage, you just get Demonic Purged, and you get kited all fight long. So if he doesn't get a blink, I have a hard time seeing him go in. He will get the BKB first. Artstyle,
pick a target.
Nico.
Pick a target. Pick a target. That's all the wrong targets, and they'll use the Dream Coil. Now, this is fine if Snako dies. This is perfectly alright. If anyone else dies from Na'Vi, it's not as great. And, well, this might be happening. Phonic, I think he's got his BKB by now, and he'll try to run away. Actually, no, he does not. He went for a Sanj instead, but the Ice Blast hitting perfectly from Artstyle. Dendi, Requiem, no one's in range for that. So they're all going to run themselves away. The Tombstone will at least be mopped up, but the Ice Blast keeping Hellraisers from reinitiating in. And in fact, Dendi just keeps the chase going. He triggered his double damage rune, so he wants to be able to fight, and he's going to find an opening. It's going to be Gorik. Now, Gorik, pick your timing here. Okay, wait for your timing here, that's even better. Fuel Scepter up, the Ice Blast coming back in again for the secure, but it's missed the target. Then he got the BKB off in time, turns for the race. It's 3 heroes with that one. The Shallow Grave will be there to protect Artis, but Gorik's still sitting in the tree line. Artis, where's he going to go here? Apart from death, that's basically the only answer for him. Ice Blast coming in a little bit too early. The Fate's just going to dodge it. The SF actually dying with the death ulti. Actually helps Leshrac, but Leshrac was the one to end the killing spree of the Puck. So is trade-offs galore coming out, but Na'Vi's still coming out on top. There's 2 calls for what, 1?
Yeah, they're favoring Na'Vi every single time. Even if these gold swings aren't big, it's just as long as they break even, I think their lineup is going to start becoming better and better. Ursa late game has that one innate weakness that has kind of kept him from becoming a big pick, even with the what most people consider a buff and enrage in this version is he can still be dealt with in that regard. And if you don't itemize around it, it just becomes too easy.
So you can have all the damage in the world, but it doesn't mean jack if you can't get close.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that almost like the older problems with like Broodmother and Lifestealer? You always got kited, you're always trying to chase after them, and you end up just getting blink daggers on these heroes to get them in close, which are uncharacteristic items for the heroes, but it was required. All 4-stars and everybody else.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Even when he gets a blink dagger, what if Na'Vi start getting 4-stabs? Then they can still kite him. It's just, it's the problem that a lot of melee carries have, and most of them have a way of compensating for it. Ursa does not. So itemization is the only way of staying on your target, and whenever it's itemization, you can always counter-itemize very easily. Whereas heroes that already have some sort of natural way of keeping up, if they have that natural way and a mobility item, then you need to itemize twice as hard. But the amount of investment you need to make to counter Ursa, it's really not that expensive, actually.
They already did it by...
he might find someone else.
They already did it by doing one thing. Remember the gem is over on the SE. He starts with a boss, but it looks like a boss as a Ghost Scepter, and now they're actually going to use potentially the Heaven's Halberd over another, so he cannot attack anything. That's what Funnick is carrying around, and the reason why I caught it. So the Ursa fires up with all of his damage, and now even if he does get in range, he can't attack. He keeps getting disarmed, and until he finishes the BKB, it's not possible, but he's died 3 times in, the last 5 minutes? He's never getting any closer to that last recipe. That's all he needs. They need to give him space. It's almost like they have to stop fighting.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's the plan either. They should stop farming until he has fighting until he has BKB. I would definitely agree. Then they have to try again.
Yes, agreed.
Waiting is not the call. Maybe they can get the next Roche and secure his BKB that way as well. That would be probably the best play for HR. And this is an early cheese, by the way. This is the 3rd Roshan. Ursa games generally get sped up a lot when it comes to Roche's. Funnick is scouting it. If he sticks around for just 10 seconds, he would see it spawn, but it's going to go back. They're probably going to check it with this Shadow Poison in a moment.
Snako can just sit here. Okay. There we go. He has the audacity to peek twice.
Roche is up. This is a very crucial fight for the outcome of this game.
I'm wondering if Na'Vi even want to try for this, or if they wait for Hellraiser to attempt it then counter-initiate. In fact, they're not even waiting. They're just walking up. There's your TPs, HR, they're moving down for it. If Na'Vi hold the tree line here, they could have a lot of work. And Dread, he comes in for the Ice Path, but he's already burst up. The Ice Path flying up too. Now he's Dread's down for the count. The Shallow Grave will not let him survive because it won't last long enough. He'll get a Macropyre and dual breath off at least with a Requiem of Souls, slowing down the damage. And Artis again, he can't get any closer. They've lost 2 now, HR. The AA only barely stays alive. But what else are you going to do to try and stop this? The lightning, his damage is coming out. Goddamn is at least able to get, stunned up, but he got loads of K charges off. So he's got a decent amount of life behind him. But this tier 2 tower is almost off. Edict comes off cooldown, this tier 2 tower is gone. And you've got no damage. There's no damage left. You've lost the Ursa.
Yeah, it's very close to over for HR now. They need to pretty much do a perfect fight where, at this point, it almost seems like Na'Vi, in addition to that, need to make a mistake. In that fight, they didn't even Demonic Purge the Ursa. They Demonic Purged Jakiro as the opener, and it still didn't matter. See, Suneko finds him here, locks Dread down. They're going to Shadow Wave him immediately. The AA Ice Blast comes in. I'm not sure if Dread is unaware of this. This is where you want to duel when that is coming in. And then you can try to turn and fight. He's basically dead by now. The Shallow Wave is buying some time. Gets the oven off, which is nice, but Art's still completely controlled. He gets purged or slowed down by the Lightning Storm. I don't know if there was I guess you can see there's also 2 Ice Vortexes on the ground. Can't move at all.
Yeah.
And this is not an Ursa game at this point anymore. He once lane. He had a 5-minute window where he really needs to get the job done. And in hindsight, I don't know if Shadowblade was pick up. I think maybe in this kind of games, you want to get a blink first, you want to put the pressure, and then you get the Silver Edge second, so you can deal with Bristle when he becomes a problem.
Agreed.
Because they already shut him down in lane, so itemizing against him is the very first, probably not the best choice.
So instead, you could hunt heroes like AA, hunt heroes like SD, and then that gives you your money to buy into the Silver Edge.
When the Tombstone drops, you blink in, you mop up the back line, and then the cores follow after.
Yep.
If the AA dies before getting a good Ice Blast off, or if they manage to catch Shadow Demon off guard, and Ursa can kill that Shadow Demon in literally 1 second, then the fight has a very different outcome. But this way, he never really got in. And you can just tell, I mean, HR's lineup was even tailored for playing around Ursa at that point in the game where he gets the first 2 Aegises and he's really strong, but Na'Vi shut him down nicely.
It kind of feels like it was one item choice, and the second was the SD pick. That purge has just crippled him, and now being so far behind the items, there's just nothing more to be done. He can't attack ever. You can't attack a force with a Ghost Scepter. You're getting halberd up all the time. Even killing off Bristleback now. He's got a cheese up his sleeve. The Aegis Immortal is in the hands of, I believe, it's in Dendi's hands after he finished the full Daedalus, which got flagged before. When we're in the replay, that's actually when they killed Roshan. But Disruption, you're going to have the puck still going to get away from all this, or it's actually phase shift that was used. And there goes your tier 2 tower. And HR, well, let's spy up whatever you've got now. The Undying Buds are Rotovawi, so that's all he's got left. And Funnick, well, remember, he's got cheese, he's having to tank the stops, and he blows the mech pretty early on here. He doesn't have a lot of mana behind him, but at the same time, he's sitting in a regeneration route. They take out the tower, the SF will get that one. Maybe he'll use a couple of rays to mop up the creep wave, then trigger that regen, so he's got the mana back again shortly. But they take the tier 3 tower, and they're under no pressure now to finish this.
I actually think they could just go again. With Aegis and Cheese, the win chance of HR in this is 100% reliant on Ursa. Yeah, if he does not get in and deal damage, they cannot possibly win it, even then.
So we just watch Artis. That's basically
Does he have a BKB now is the question.
I don't think the answer is going to be... He actually does, okay.
Tombstone is going to get cleared out. Did a lot of damage though.
Yeah, but Funnick's still got the cheese available. If they can kill him in the middle of this Ice Path, that'll be nice. The Ice Blast actually well off target. And goddamn just limited the way Funnick did get the cheese off. Then the Disruption came out too. The Requiem Assault was in the middle of that, but the Dream Course forcing Na'Vi to find inside that Macro Pyro. Funnick, he's almost dead. That Ice Path is going to help him to do it. So down goes Funnick. The mid-range is still not dead. Her Force was doing some work, but it's just not enough. The Crimson Guard is activated, but that's only going to help him run away here. There's still a large amount of mana, and he does have that Aghanim Scepter Pulse Nova to be very careful about running in close towards the boss, especially Dendi. The damage is still terrible, terrible level. And they're going to get out. Unless Puck's going to commit to this, but there's no real option for it. Alice is chasing, but he's got no mana left.
They actually managed to hold that. I think Dendi didn't use the Aegis though.
No, he didn't. It was just the cheese that was expended.
Yeah. I'm questioning that play a little bit here from Dendi not going more aggressive than that. You have the Aegis, you have the Requiem where he actually held it for so long that Bristle almost died before he Requiem. The moment Bristle gets disrupted and uses the cheese, go up and pose a threat with your Shadow Fiend. Start hitting targets. If they go on you, you BKB, you Requiem. If they don't, you just kill heroes. And for them to kill Dendi twice, I think they have to use Enrage on the first kill, else he doesn't die fast enough. And then when the Aegis pops, you can BKB and then you just kill them off, and Ursa won't be able to bring you down. So,
but instead you have Funnick sitting on the front line, getting stunned up and controlled by the zombie. He was basically having his life stripped away from him at the same time. The Rod of Atos was the first thing being used. That's when I thought Dendi was going to move in. And then Ice Path flew in, Dream Call was used, and they're all to say exactly where they were.
This Ice Path is going to land. It hits. And
well, he's going to use
self-fuels, but Dendi perfect timing with the raise disallows Dread from blinking, and
he's dead.
He is dead. Very close to living.
That's a full Alex's and level 2, so
then he was not close to living. Alright. That is a 55 seconds on the sideline for the Jakiro. Dendi did use BKB for it though, but still has the Aegis as we talked about, so probably able to go high ground now.
He's got 40 seconds that he can battle, have the Aegis Immortal trigger, and then come back to life again. He's still got mech, so I'm fairly certain he can get to the next cooldown timer. And with that damage from the Forced, they don't even have a creep wave here.
I don't know the positioning of art style.
He's back at the tier 1 tower in mid.
He is just standing so far back because he feels like his only role in this fight is to land a good Ice Blast. That's the thing that matters the most. I could see that. I still think Ice Blast is good. That's a really good jump.
Huge stream call. 4 heroes caught, but what damage can they do? Dendi is ground. Funnick, they actually used the blade on him. Actually, nothing to do with the BKB, but Artis, he hasn't finished the job. The Soul Rip is keeping him alive. They haven't brought him down yet. Yeah, the Aegis must have timed down because Dendi did not respawn back up again. But the Pulse Nova kicking into goddamn, they still have not killed off the melee racks. They've only got the range in this push. Na'Vi have not achieved enough. The Ice Path will come with a Dual Breath, then the Macro Pyro. Force is burning here. The Ice Blast will come in, but the Yule Scepter at the right time. They'll evade the Ice Blast. They still be chilled up. The Ice Path is going to stop Funnick from getting out of here. This is a huge fight for Hellraisers, but the buybacks are here already, and you've got the SD coming in from the side of Funnick. Now just wants to try and turn and fight. They still don't have Dendi, but they do still have that Bristle back to the front line. So Force back to the world of living. Yes, Snow from Artis. Can they kill him off? This is now Na'Vi is trying to use economy to win the battle. The Ghost Center buys time. Yule Center up as well. It's buying time for Dread to get the Ice Path. Then again, the Dual Breath, the Force could this be the dive back. Goddamn standing his ground. Artis coming back, getting into Force. He needs to live, needs space, and he got it. He got away from the Earth Shock. This will allow him to survive. The one they really get, but the puck, he blinks in, the orbit's off target. Of course, it's run back up again. Now the ice pass, the boss is down. It's a dieback for him, or is it? No.
He had a million Bloodstone charges on the push.
So it wasn't actually a dieback. He really is got buyback off cooldown. He just had so many Bloodstone charges that he instantly respawned.
I think he had, so he died twice and he would have lost a third every time, so he must have had like 17 or something before that. Or at least very, very many, almost instant respawn, so... Yeah,
Didn't realize
I still think that's good enough for Na'Vi, honestly. They keep their lead, and as far as gold is concerned, they did lose a bit of experience, but not the most important thing at this point in time. It's more important that they get the range tracks, that they keep putting pressure, and unfortunately for them, like if the Aegis doesn't time out right before Dendi dies, I actually think the game ends there. That's how big it was that they managed to bring him down. I went and checked the Roche timer after he died, a little bit after, and I think we must have been talking a very few seconds on that. So, missed timing out of Na'Vi or great timing out of HR, depends how you look at it. The outcome's the same.
And the outcome is range racks down, kills are leveled up, but Dendi and Havorst are still so big. So big. Did Havorst actually use his deny? He actually didn't. The entire fight. He died legitimately twice. There was no denial from the Bloodstone.
Yeah, he didn't Bloodstone suicide in the end there. I think he actually did have enough. When the ice path came out from the Tequila, that's when he should have known he was dead. But tried to go for a stun on the puck, and maybe if that lands, he could. I don't remember how low the puck was. He might have actually been able to get a counter kill on that. Might have been good, but yeah, you're right. Could have definitely suicided at least one of his deaths and minimized the loss for Na'Vi. But there barely was one of that, so they're still fine. Range creep.
Is
1 minute respawn.
Is that the helm of the Dominant which we get on the field to scout out?
Yep, it's the Ursa.
Yeah.
That's my steal. I still think even now. Okay, they need either a purge
or Courier dies,
a blink, or both. Yeah, Radiant Courier got sniped. Nothing on it though.
No, I don't know where it ended up dying. Like it, because it's nowhere near any here. Oh, okay, it died. Okay, must be a misclick. It had to be a misclick where the Courier was just left behind. Free kill, free rares for all the people watching. Well, all common drops.
Oh, are Na'Vi gonna find the opening? Doesn't look like they're barely even moving aggressively right now.
Is it worth Na'Vi just? I don't want to say you let HR have Roshan because you know how quickly they can kill it. But is it worthwhile just leaving one guy up on top and TPing into tier 2? Is he going to arrive? Like, let's leave a track. Well, I think he's actually now up on top lane, pushing it out as quick as he can.
His boots of travel. He can make it right.
Okay. Let's add one free.
Oh, Seiko, that is not good. He has the gem even.
Defensive disruption.
He is super dead.
He used the Glimmer Cape as well at the very start of that, but the gems are on the deck. And Dora's going to grab one.
This could give them Roche, because, alright, just the buyback. Because now they can secure the area. Now they can check if Na'Vi have wards.
BT's to the bottom lane. That's where the tracks come in. Arstar's still watching. Remember that Ice Blast is still an Agadim's Ice Blast. You do not want to be caught in a clustered area, or else you're in trouble, and that's exactly what goddamn is. The Ice Blast will come in, so Dendi has to trigger the BKB. Oh, he's going to die. Like the hardest! So much damage! Now you'll work through Saneko, and where is it? There's your Ice Blast finally arriving in. The chill will be there, but you've lost your SD as well. The Force with a Pulse Nova now is doing the damage. Apo, he is so low, but he was not hit by the Ice Blast, so he survives on 82 HP. The 4-star up, Gorik, he also wasn't connected on, so he'll be able to get out of here. And it's the Undying, the only casualty of war here. The Hellraisers, they're disengaged. It's wonderful.
Yeah, they got a buyback out of Dendi and only lose their Undying, who's a support plus core. That's a pretty good fight, and Artis gets the big item. That's what I was talking about. They need either a Purge or Blink or both. And now, suddenly he's able to target out the Lesh, who I'm not sure who you want to go for. If you want to go for the Lesh or the Shadow Fiend first in this case, though. Yeah. Na'Vi, they will get the Roche trade. I think it's well worth the trade after all for them. They analyze, okay, Puck has to go back to base. We probably have enough time as Gorik is going to find
He's getting space because the rest of the team right now has arrived for HR. Arstar will get the Ice Blast off, so Gorik will die right now. He can't stop this, but the bigger one is a boss. The Aegis is more going to blow up, kind of getting body blocked up by Apo, but at the same time, he was still getting the core stacks up, and that's why HR had to back up for the moment. There's 4 stray stacks currently over on the puck, and he'll jawn away. There goes your down, going to pop on the sidelines.
Oh, he actually killed him with that?
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been like the last tick of that Ice Blast. That's been forever.
Remember, it was still the Aghanim's upgrade.
Yeah, but still, it's been an eternity since he landed that. He's going to have to BKB this to try to stay alive, I think.
Nice entry ward with the Purge. Artist now going to TP out. Funny how much physical damage have you got? Not enough.
All right, actually, he might not have needed to. Well, yeah, he had to BKB so he didn't get disrupted.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. This is getting more exciting than I thought it would. Because even with this
position to win.
Even with this lead, the fights from Na'Vi look a little bit... They look a little bit unpolished. I mean, I was looking for a word and I can't find it. But clunky, is that a word? No, it is. Sloppy, yeah, I guess. Thanks, production. They're a dictionary now. Yeah, I mean, they are a little bit sloppy. They're
slightly greasy.
Yeah, it's like they're not committing at the same time and have a clear plan in mind of how they want to engage the fights. It gets very much all over the place. In that last fight, the Roche Pit, though, it's simply the fact that they lost their gem and Dendi got opened on by Ursa. He disappeared.
Yeah.
Dendi does actually not have a response for the Shadow Fiend at all. Wouldn't mind seeing him going for something like an E-Blade in this game so he could keep himself alive against Ursa.
That's not going to work. He's got a Diffuser Blade now.
Yeah, that's true. But then it depends on the timing, but yeah, right. It's probably not good enough. Maybe Butterfly will be a lot of EHP against the Ursa.
Potentially then Dendi just has to sit a little bit further back. Let a Vorse go in, because a Vorse can trigger off his Ghost Scepter, and then use Diffuser Blade, then you can E-Blade.
Yeah,
that's another option you could do, but this means your positioning has to be 100%. Or Vorse actually is the man that lets Dendi go in and gets an E-Blade so he can use it on Dendi.
Or they get the item that the Dire just got, which is really, really good.
Wait, is it a Lotus? Did he get a Lotus?
Solo Crest.
Okay, well that's not out.
That is very nice against Ursa. 30% evasion or 30% blind, whatever you want to get. You generally want to put the evasion in the Shadow Fiend, I guess, rather than playing Aggressive Plane. You can just purge off. Oh, Dendi's going to get hexed down.
That's a big one. The Ice Bar, the follow-up. Saneko can't help him out. The FT's going to drop. No buyback available. Is this the fight for Hellraisers? Arthur just wants to get out of here, and he'll be the man who gets to be E-bladed up. Artist, the Ice Blast will connect on him. So he's backing up. He had the BKB up though, so he's actually perfectly fine in this one. However, Apo, not so fine. The phase shift will be there. Trying to find the start, not the right time. But the Ice Blast again, Red's been in a perfect position during these engagements. But as 2 players down for Na'Vi, it is still the 2 support, so the primary damage is still available for Na'Vi. And they've got range harassment that can keep these waves at bay. Through lining as well as your range, but Artist walks in point blank, turns the push back off, but the E-Blade is still going to be there. Diffusal charge, actually not even using it yet. In fact, he'll just get glimmered away. Another double Ice Path from Dread.
Man, it is so important for Na'Vi that Dendi doesn't die right now.
Shiva's card, maybe not so worth it. Artist is moving in. Vorse, he's so low, and he's dead. He has buyback available though, 46 seconds, but they were trying to keep him out. Artist, now he'll be kept alive. Pushed back with that Glimmer Cape. The Ice Blast, Ice Path again. This time it's going to be Dendi. He has to use the BKB though. Now maybe just as big, he has the cheese available, that's why he triggered the BKB, that was a guaranteed survival.
There's still 3-minute cooldown on Dendi's buyback. If he dies in that fight, it's a complete disaster for Na'Vi, but they don't
have to buy back on Latrak at least. They don't have to buy back on him. The Ice Blast can come in right now from Artstyle and stop this push, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
It's going to miss, or it's going to clip Dread open.
How awesome has Dread been during these fights? The Blink Dagger to Ice Path positions, every time there's 2 or 3 heroes, and it's not just once during the fight, it's 2 or 3 times during the fight as well.
It's really good against Na'Vi's lineup to have this Ice Path, because the way they engage into fights is that Rost will run in together with the Bristleback, and neither of them have built a BKB in this game, which is a little bit surprising to me, to be honest, that Dendi is the only one who's rocking that. And because of that, well, it's very natural for Bristle and Lesh to kind of cluster a bit together because they both come in close, and then you find a pretty decent angle, and maybe you even clip someone on the back end like he's done a couple of times. And he doesn't need to commit much. That's the beauty of having a Jakira in this situation. You just, like you said, you wait at the back, you blink in, you set up the Yules and the key target, you engage. The important thing is you land your spells. Your auto attacks have almost no impact. So it's all about just getting position, cast spells, reset, re-go, and with the low cooldowns on both Ice Path, Dual Breath, and of course the Yules is 23, but Ice Path 9-second cooldown on level 4, Dual Breath is 10. You can just keep doing it multiple times over and over.
Considering how long these fights are going, yeah, time and time again.
Dread is going to go by a Hex very soon. I was wondering if he would consider selling Tranquils and getting Guardian Greaves for his team. I still do think it's a very good item, even in the late game when heroes get low. All that armor can be very useful against Bristleback and Shadow Fiend. Not so much against the Lesh though, so maybe that's the thought, or they just think Hex is better.
We've got a long time until Roshan spawns up. It's going to be just after 51:30 that Roshan will be back to the world of the living. Actually, sorry, at 50:30 is when he'll be back. So it's actually not as long as I thought. Like, it's still going to be like halfway through his timer. But the SF's now going in for Butterfly and a 5-man smoke from HR. Now, they don't want to check Roshan. While Roshan will be wonderful, if he's there, they'll kill him. But they've got a creep from the Helm of the Dominator still there. Horse is the man who's the most exposed at the moment. And here comes Hellraiser. The smoke will break over an Artist, but then directly to the Silver Edge. And Artstyle, as well as Nico, they're too close. The Dream Core will catch both of them here. And Artstyle, can at least get the Ice Blast off before Dendi. He can do some work for as well. With the ball, on Funny get a boss. They came from behind. And they're just going to beat them in with the Sheet of Stars. But it's still 2 heroes down for the price of 1. Support and support only. And Artist battles into a force. Is there enough? Artist controlled up. Funny's on top of him. The Shadow Crate keeps him up long enough to kill off Lefrak, but they still have to keep Artist alive a little bit longer. They force up him up and earn charge. They cannot kill the bloody bear. And they can move over towards the park. He'll blink away with the phase shift, and Na'Vi just cannot kill Secure.
Perfect timing for Goritz on everything in that fight. The Grave is great. He realizes that he can wait until the Grave is about to expire. Then he force staffs Arxis out, also getting off the Silver Edge and using the Silver Crest. Or sorry, the Solar Crest. Man, now we're just getting outplayed in these fights. Even though they managed to get the flank move, the opener for Puck is beautiful. 2-man, Orb, Silence, and Coil. And Artstyle, he was super pressured there. Has to just get off some sort of Ice Blast. Unfortunately for him, only clips the Undying, and yeah, that's just not good enough.
What's really changed here, Cinder? Like, we were watching the Ursa getting kited time and time again, and now he's getting up in front of them and getting the kills. He's having time to do the damage. Is it just the rest of HR that stepped up as we get to watch it again?
I think HR are definitely playing their fights better. They've got a couple of very key items, and you're going to see here Artstyle. As I mentioned, he gets the Ice Blast off here, only clipping Gone, who will of course die. I think Goritz decided not to use Grave on him there. I do believe that, which is going to prove to be a very important decision here in a moment, unless it would have come off cooldown. I really don't think so, because now they're going to need it for Arts. He's dropping very low. There's the perfectly timed Grave. Artist will finish off Frost. Grave about to expire. There comes the Force Staff in a moment. There we go, right after Ice Path. Very, very, very good micro-engage here, or a micro-execution, if you will. I don't know if that's a term nowadays.
We can make it so. Na'Vi, it was all looking so good. Imagine also the change in this game right now if it was a melee Rax as opposed to that range Rax. If one of those pushes which Na'Vi did up through the mid was successful, they could have some more momentum. Now that again, you're worried about Roshan. The problem is you're always going to be in position for it, because HR's going to kill Roshan the grand total of maybe 5 seconds once he's up.
Yeah, I don't think Na'Vi are going to let them have it. They will definitely try to fight for this.
They can't let them have it, but how are you going to down for it? You got Ice Blast and no Poison. They're the only 2 ways you can do it without running the risk of your heroes. And even now you saw Dazzle, he threw out the weave so he can get the vision on the high ground to just say, if you guys want to do this, we can still jump you. So be ready for this. You got a Silver Edge Ursa, you got to have Observer and Sentry in front of that at all times.
Well, there's one observer for Na'Vi that's giving them some information.
They're supposed to got the gem now on Artstyle.
I think we're looking at a smoke. No, they're just going together.
They got a gem on the hero who sits so far back in the fights. At least
that's not ideal.
At least you'll know if there's a ward somewhere, but I guess they know now.
Yeah, HR. Oh, here's the smoke. They're pinging it out even.
Oh, that Ice Path from Drake could be so big. You can see him. He flicked it.
Oh,
and now the weave. That's big. With the Ice Path over on 2. How much damage can they do? The Crimson Guards are protecting him. Artstyle so low with the Dream Calls. He's actually standing inside of it. But ours is going to work. The Ice Path, it connects. Maybe they can keep him alive with the Glimmer Cape. Now in the Requiem. Again, Gorik saving that shallow grave. Can he kill off Dendi in time? Funnick is still here. Artist pushed down. This time he'll die. Buyback is available. Gorik's going to take it for the team. It's a 1-for-2 trade-off, and maybe there's more. The Ice Path keeping her force down for the moment. The Jakiro is the one to buy back, and we've got trip buybacks coming in from HR. Sorry, not Jakiro, and maybe her force while they bounce Nako. But they do not want to fight this. You've got 3 buybacks waited out. There's no reason to try and hurt Roshan because they're just helping Hellraisers.
Yeah, the question is if Artstyle should use his buyback here as well to even out the numbers.
If they go in for Roshan, sure. If they don't, like, scout it out with a poison, Artist wants to have a crack at it. The Ice Blast will reach him, and yeah, here's the buyback, and now the Ice Blast will start flying in. But they're already backing up, so this Ice Blast actually has to stop in the river to almost stop this fight. Gorik's the only man close, and he's actually going to get hit by... Oh, no. Just on the tip.
Oh, he's going to get a... Wow, that's a really aggressive play, actually. I'm not sure what the
He already had
Point
weave.
that was.
He had weave on him, and that was it. Artis. Okay, I said 5 seconds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the rage? There it is. 5. Boom. There you go. Caught it perfectly. Dendi in trouble though. Macrofire coming in. The BKB will help protect him, but he's battling on 2 different fronts here. Evolve can at least keep Apo out of the fight, but Dendi so low, and in fact he will end up dying now as goddamn and Artis fighting up against him. But what is really the cost? Dendi has no buyback right now. Evolve will TP out in time. Yes, he will. He's away to safety. But this is a window of opportunity that HR wanted. The Ice Blast too short to hit the puck in time. He'll get back up in the top lane to stop that push from happening. But HR finished off Roshan. Oh, yep. And they've also got the cheese still available.
And they didn't even lose the Aegis, right? It's still on the Ursa.
The only downside is they've got 3 buybacks on cooldown, and Na'Vi currently have both Bristle as well as Latrak that can fight. So if HR try and push right now, they could still lose out in this fight because it's technically 6 versus 5.
It's just super crucial that that Na'Vi pushed out the waves first. If they, yeah, that's buybacks right there. if they didn't, then they probably would have lost a lane, I think, from that. It's all 3 lanes being pushed in that forces HR to go back, play it a little bit safe, and push them out first. And 40 seconds, and then I guess they also don't know if he has buyback for sure. If they didn't time it out here or write down the timer, he actually has it, but he's 60 gold short. So okay, can't blame them for thinking it is available at this point. And Puck can actually buy Refresher.
I love this from Evorst. He's actually gone all the way up to the top lane. Now HR's going to TP him in. Evorst has BT, so he can come straight back. But if this turns into a lane trade, he can just take the tier 3 tower. Ice Blast will slow down HR, and Fortification. We've got to watch this very, very closely. When does it arrive? Na'Vi still got theirs. As far as the dire side, they've got theirs too, but the tier 3 tower's already locked. And Evorst, the Hex, they can find the kill. But remember, Evorst has buyback, as well as Dendi having more time here. So the BKB will trigger, and he wants to TP out, and he's just perma-stunned and turns in for the Pulse Nova. Realizes he's just got to do damage because he's practically dead. So Evorst will die, but he bought time for his team.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's worth it, really. He gives a lot of golden experience over still, and with the trade he got, how much? Oh, he actually almost got the tower, so yeah, maybe it was worth it. Did he force out the glyph too? No, they did not use the glyph. That's
both teams actually held glyph. Both teams held glyph. But we've got 4 buybacks on cooldown, but still at the same time, the end result is like there's only 2 buybacks available for both sides. So money's just not there.
It's a very tense moment. And, well, Puck has picked up his Refresher. So we've got 2 Aghanim's Dream Coils, 2 Hexes, 2 Tread Switches. It's pretty strong.
Funnick. Well, there's that weave. It only hits on Funnick, doesn't hit on Dendi. But the Razors, the Ice Blast coming in. Very, very deep Ice Blast. Actually connects on the Puck at the back line. So he doesn't want to get too close. But Artis is looking to finish up the tower. Now Funnick hexed up. Is there a chance to kill him off here? The defensive disruption actually saves him from Artis, who came in very close. Latrak back to life again in 3 seconds time. They burned through the creep wave, but the tower, I mean, the Rax is still alive. And that's all that matters. I don't even know if that really matters anymore. Are we at a point now where you could even go for a GG push?
I think 1 lane of Rax is not the end of the world when you're 55 minutes in, especially because neither team has really good split push or any sort of global pressure that...
Like if it was a side Rax, then maybe it would help with like a delay. Like you could stop the push from coming in because like someo's going to TP back to defend it.
Yeah, or if they had something like an Nature's Prophet or any sort of hero that is just exceptionally good at this point.
But then again, Latrak could just deal with it for now because he's got BT. So
he's decent. Well, he's good. Let's be honest. He's definitely good at taking towers, but
just pulse novas a couple of times and you got to come back.
Yeah. The Edict will, if he comes in on the top lane, if he gets in there with a split push and he Edicts, he will get the tower and probably the range Drax with that. Of course, not the best of damage against, apart from the Edict against buildings, but it should still be enough if he positions himself well.
But the thing is, like, if you're at a creep wave that's already reached that top tower, it's got momentum behind it. So you're probably looking at a couple of range creeps behind it or some good meat shields. So with the Pulse Nova, you can mop out the creep wave, so the creep wave can still do the work, and you can TP back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a guaranteed Rax, but it at least means HR feel pressured during the fight, and being distracted during the fight by, am I actually getting backdoored right now? I say backdoored, is there a hero inside of my base killing off what I love? Like, then that has to come.
I love building.
You gotta protect what you love, Sind. Protect what you love.
Love the barracks. They're great.
I would love them more if I could customize them.
That's probably coming at some point.
I don't know. Maybe not.
As long as it's not, oh, the best barracks is golden. Like, let's move away from that.
I'm starting to get a lot of gold in the game. That's true.
Let's just change it up a little bit. 4-man smoke. Dendi's not involved in this. So there is an observer wall that's watching Dendi move out. Now, are we actually going to take a 5-man 5 out here? It's not for Roshan. Roshan is not available right now. So both teams are willing to fight away from their own base. Now, buyback-wise, there's still 3 available. If that Creepway's pushing up through the mid, then Na'Vi... Actually, do they have the advantage? Because Jakiro's got BTs, but he's currently on cooldown. How many BTs do we have overall? So we've got BTs on Artis as well as over on Dread. In comparison to Na'Vi, you've only got 1 set of BTs over on Havost.
Yeah, so they're probably a little bit better at controlling the map right now as a result of that. I'm thinking ahead.
They got 3 for Hellraiser.
I'm thinking ahead of the next fight. How do Na'Vi need to address, like, what do they need to change compared to the last fights? And the obvious thing I can come up with is kill the damn Dazzle. Like, jump him and bring him down if you can somehow. What tools do they have? They have no Hex. They have no BKB on Bristle and Lesh. Oh, sorry, Lesh got one. My bad. But Bristle still doesn't have one. Do they actually have any way of guaranteeing that they lock down and kill a hero?
No.
And I can't find anything that just sets them up for an easy fight.
If you had like
it's a flaw in their itemization.
If you had like an Abyssal Blade over on the Bristleback by now, then maybe you'd have a chance for it. But because he ended up going for the Crimson Guard and the Halberd and the Assault Cuirass, it's just too late because he's not finding any more space to farm. It's all now just this 5-man Dota kind of style. Maybe we get a little bit of split push and then contest for Roshan. Oh my god, we lost it again. No extra golden experience. Life just gets so hard for him. Artis is almost at a point where he can finish up. He could finish up a Satanic shortly, but at the same time,
he wants to.
Should he get a Monkey King bar to make sure he can kill Dendi?
He'd get MKB. He could get...
Yeah, it's a Demon Edge. It's a Demon Edge there. He's actually going to... He has enough money to finish up the full Monkey King bar right now.
I think it's a good choice. Alternatives would have been Hex or Abyssal Blade or something like that. I think buying the Satanic now would just flat out be a mistake. Although, there is some obvious really good counterplay potential with Grave. You get Graved. While you're Graved, you get 5 or 6 hits off with your Satanic on, and Ursa can hit so fast that Satanic can actually heal you up to literally full HP from 1.
Yep.
So... that could have been an option for him, but yeah, it is going to be the MKB. He's holding on to his gold. I think at this point in time, you really want to save buybacks on every single hero, unless you get a very, very key item. Well,
give me a critical item, Sin.
For an item like Hex, I think sometimes it's worth it to sacrifice your buyback gold, or let's say you're under ridiculous pressure, and there's one item that might win you the fight, and if you die, you lose, but your buyback wouldn't be as valuable as the potential of your item. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say...
I'm not seeing an item like that right now for either of these teams that would be worthwhile sacrificing your buyback. Control for Na'Vi, in a way, yes, but it needs to be through BKB, and it needs to be on a hero that can't get popped straight away.
Yeah.
And the only one that I could look to have that happen would be Quonic, but, like...
he doesn't have the money.
No, he doesn't. And until he finishes his BKB, he can still get popped right away. Because the Jakiro is 100% controlling him every time. It's, I got a Bristleback right here. Eul Scepter up, Ice Bath, Macropire, Dual Breath, Liquid Fire. You're so slow, you can't chase anybody as that Bristleback. The Cool Sprays are coming out, and that's where your damage is coming from. But HR just shipped the fight a little bit further away from that, and then that damage doesn't exist anymore for Na'Vi. And then it's all down to Dendi and Havost to do the work. No, we have reached the hour mark.
Frost is very close to a Hex, which is what I was asking for from Na'Vi. He had to sell his Ghost Scepter, though. So this means he is open.
I think that's fine.
To get jump, but he gets purged every fight anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make much of a difference.
It's worth the sacrifice. Because they need it. They need it. It's the only way they can control the Ursa.
I'm wondering if Frost should have gone for this Aghanim Scepter. I feel like it hasn't had that much of an impact in this game, and we don't see that many other Lishraks get it. It upgrades your ult from 160 to 220, which sounds great, and of course it is great, but you need to consider, like, what are you sacrificing to get that damage, right? Mm-hmm. It's great. You get good stats, you get damage in your ult. Cool. What could you get instead? 3/4 of an Octarine Core, or you could have had a Hex way earlier, or even, yeah, I guess those would be the logical choices, so I don't know. Also, Nova hasn't really been that impactful in this game.
It really hasn't, but now maybe it could be. They got the Hex on Dread. They can bring down this Jakiro. He's been focusing them so much before. The Yule Scepter is there, but Avos is just sitting there. There goes Jagrade finally, but Avos will not give this up. The Shiva's Guard will slow him down. Turns on the BKB, but he's run to a Palace and force the Tombstone. They have to almost back up from this one, while the Dream Core holding 4 heroes from Na'Vi in place. The Ice Blast on the way, but Na'Vi, they lose the Ancient Apparition. Avos is down for the count. Artis is so low. Funnick and Dendi, they're trying to bring down that damn Ursa, but another Shadow Grave is available. He's still alive and backing up. Nothing is lost of value from HR, and Na'Vi lose many things of value.
Great play from the game. Actually, he's just gonna eat the wait. They just gave the cheese to Arts and he just ate it. Like whatever. Let's go. It might be the right call because they get a new one anyway. They can just go Roche now, and I don't think Na'Vi want to fight.
Roshan's actually up, and they have the Aegis. They have the Aghanim Scepter upgrade on Dazzle. Seneco's in the neighborhood, and he steals the Invis rune. Do they still have a gem? Does HR still have a gem?
They have it on Puck.
Okay, so what's Puck's position? Because Seneco...
He's pretty far
Oh, wait. He could potentially steal this. If
he's gonna die. Puck will be here in time.
If he can disrupt it, well, as if Puck comes in. Puck's on the way in, but he's got to get there now, and if Artis fires up...
Oh, wait, maybe.
Yeah, he's actually in the lane. This is possible for Seneco. Stealing the Aegis might be big, but he can disrupt up Artis and slow this down. The dual breath is there, and he steals the Aegis the Immortal, but he doesn't pop out of Invis by stealing it. He almost tried to pick up the cheese as well, but he actually grabs a TP scroll and gets out. And hey, HR could be wondering what the hell just happened. Where is he? The Puck's coming in, having a look. They have no idea.
This is the kind of plays that can win a game. He didn't get the did he attack? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He attacked nothing. He actually just had an extra slot, so he picked up a TP scroll while he was there. So he dropped everything before he had to.
Cheese on Undying. It's not a huge loss not having that Aegis, but it's still a big deal.
Man,
it still is a big deal.
Why take Bilbo Baggins? Just take the Shadow Demon. He would have never woken the dragon.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
This top lane needs to be pushed out by HR again. So they got the Roche, they got no pressure out on the map, they have to defend.
Let's see that again, Sind. So there it is. Picks up the Aegis, the Immortal. Actually, he dropped the TP scroll, and that didn't break the Invis, so he was trying to pick up the cheese as well. And then they saw the TP scroll appear out of thin air.
Yeah, it was too late. Yeah, the one hero who had to be there together with the Ursa was not.
Well, bottom lane, this will be an opening now on Funnick. They start up, and there is no bristle to his back.
He actually doesn't have buyback either.
You're right.
He's out of gold.
Navi's got to return. Everyone has to return and stall this up for 80 seconds. It's the only way. They can't
Ross is hexed up mid. Boots of travel level 2. He's up on Dread.
This is big. This is huge. He's going to actually BKB and TP out. He'll be stunned on the way out, but he is out. This actually bought so much time for Na'Vi. I'd say so much, 10 seconds. Maybe 15.
It's still an okay trade, honestly. He pops a BKB charge, he baits out a Dream Coil with it, and
I think
that's all right.
SD just picked up a Diffusal Blade as well.
It's got a Diffusal to purge Hex, I guess. Then I think if you want to get that to purge Hex, Octarine Core, Lotus Orb is probably a better choice. But
either that or he's also using this Kite Artist. Forced again. The Ice Blast is there, but a Force. The defensive disruption will keep him alive for the moment, but can he get out of this one alive? He lets off as much damage. Buyback is available. A Force can return to the action. They've gotten rid of the Tombstone. The Erasers from Dendi. The Yule Scepter saving Jakiro Dread the last moment, and he blinks away to safety. Still alive to fight another day. And they want to push in again.
They pass over the cheese to Arts. He's up to full health and mana again. Gross does buy back as well.
He actually didn't have to. He could have waited a little bit longer.
He could have maybe waited there.
Yep.
I don't know if he could have waited long enough. I mean, ultimately,
they're just worried. He has to lightning the creep wave and keep it back. That's all that's probably going through his mind right now. Defense. The BKB. 66 minutes for the Bristleback to complete it.
I'm not sure what Funnick's trail of thought was in this game with not needing that against a Puck and the Jakiro, who really ruined
the right side, though, is a 66-minute fight where he's got a 10-second BKB.
That is true. It is really good right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, he still needs another 300 gold before he can have buyback. He sacrificed just the edge of his buyback to buy this BKB. But if you've got 300 gold and you buy BKB, I'm fairly certain you're probably going to find 300 gold during the fight. Fairly.
Well, if he dies first, then he's also going to lose gold when he dies. So, or wait, never mind. No,
take that into account.
Never mind.
Move on.
Yeah. So,
HR are finding it. They're backing up. They don't want a bar of it. Hang on, because they don't have the Aegis the Immortal. They use the cheats.
Yeah, they don't have any clear advantage.
Both cheats are actually consumed here, so they could potentially just wait for next Roshan and keep Na'Vi inside the base. But they don't have a Rax advantage. So it's like that range Rax is still down. I'm not going to say that's an advantage though.
It's a narrow. It's barely an advantage.
Yeah.
All right, here's a quiz for you. How many Bloodstone charges do you think the Lish has? Do not click it, Observer.
Well, I already had 2 previously. I'm going to say her Vorst is actually down to 1.
Ah, lame. You saw it earlier. That doesn't count.
I'm sorry for being an observant commentator, Cinderin.
That is not allowed.
If you'd like, I can take myself back. I can time-lapse 3 years where I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
No, don't do that again.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, let's keep it.
Yeah,
Don't make me come over there, says the production. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Come on, we're going to do pixel casting later on today. It's the spirit, man. It's the heater.
It doesn't go that loud. I cast with him earlier.
It's true. I actually project really badly. Oh well, depending on if it's your ears that are hearing it.
Are they gonna go for this HR? I mean, if they manage, the game is over.
They don't have artists. They don't have artists. They can't. Like they can siege the tower. They can siege the tower. That's practically it.
I still think it sucks that Qualifier can miss uphill.
I don't think that sucks in this situation.
No,
that's very because it's a basic attack. It's an attack modifier.
I know it's a peripheral thought, but in a way, I think it's. I don't know. I wouldn't mind to see that change. No, he's gonna hit it this time. Whenever I play Jakiro, that's like the thing I hate most about the game is actually the miss. Okay. All right, he's gonna. They're slow sieging, and they're doing it without the Ursa. This is such a ballsy play, honestly.
Is he trying to finish his Satanic while they slow siege? Like, he farms up mid, farms up the 2 camps next to it, and just adds, like, split pressure. And what's Na'Vi going to do? They got to sit inside the base and wait for the creep waves.
Well, if they know Ursa isn't there, they could technically just jump them and kill them all.
Yeah, and they could just TP top lane as well and try and force that out. Like, that's another thing, because that creep wave on the top lane is still momentum for the Radiant side.
He can't do that. He can't do that with Ghost. Even though it's only a 45-second cooldown and boost travel, that's enough for HR to go. Oh, maybe actually anyway.
Counter Hex is there. It's a Fusel Purge over on Dendi. They got him quickly add that Hex, and the Ice Blast well airballed, but Dread will be slightly chilly from the effect. So is God. Oh, Goddamn's walked into a different type of chill. Yeah, but that creep wave's eventually going to hit the tower, and a Vorce could just go into a trade-off. HR could then also just go straight for the GG push, and then to the game. But the longer this delays out, the worse position HR is in. Na'Vi is quite happy defending from high ground. Couple of raises here and there. He's actually got an alpha.
You know, that's what I said earlier, but I feel like they're just like the longer they wait, the more likely it is they make a mistake and get caught. It's HR with all the map control and the pressure. They will inevitably force that Na'Vi down to the next throw. And if Na'Vi are pushed in on all lanes, they probably can't even make it on time. And if they try for it, there's a really big risk they get caught out of position. And to be honest with you, HR have outplayed Na'Vi in the last 45 minutes. Like, they've simply just played better. In every single fight, their coordination is better, their spell usage is better, they have the better itemization as well. And this graph is pretty much a very clear indication of how the game has gone from one side to the other.
That one might be a little bit clearer than the other one. That the sharper rise and sharper fall for the net worth.
With that said, though, now we just need one good fight. Like it's a very, very close game, and when you go into this super late game phase, one single misplay can cost so much more than in the early game. Puts a lot of pressure on the players. But, oh my god, these HR heroes are so rich. Like, what's the current gold on these heroes? This is ridiculous.
6.7, 6.5, 6.9, 6.4. They should all have the upgraded BTs as well, because you got that on Puck as well as over on Ursa. They both got the double BTs.
And I think we're entering Moonshard territory for the Puck. Nah, he still has some way to go.
For the Puck.
He's getting E-Blade in a moment.
The Puck can buy a Mjolnir and give the lightning shield to the Ursa.
I think E-Blade is better. Which is what he's going for. I think that's the right call here.
But the E-Blade won't control the Bristleback. It's going to control SF is one, but you still get the Diffusal Blade from the ST. So he can use his Purge aggressively, and
he can also use it defensively. It's such a hybrid item that can. He has a Refresher too. Like if it becomes a problem, and he gets Purge,
it's double
Refresh and do it again. Although Shadow Demon does have 2 Purges as well. His Diffusal and his ult. So,
I've all had enough of this. And wow. Did they just like send Ice Frog a bag of mangoes?
Was that 1 second?
I don't even think that was even 1 second, dude. that was like 0 seconds. It's taking longer to kill Roshan than it actually took for him to spawn. That's just so good for HR.
Did that make sense?
It did.
Let's say it did.
The extra time. If you want to do it that way, if you want to get smart. Like,
oh, he bought a moon shard? Nom nom.
who?
Ursa.
He did, yeah, he just consumed it.
60 attack speed. The Helm of the Dominator currently on the Kerr,
It's only so we control the Alpha so it could work for Roshan. That was basically the only reason for it.
I didn't actually know this is how it works, that if you drop your Helm of the Dominator, it still works for your hero, but it doesn't. So you can put that on the courier and keep his wolf, which there's a pretty high chance that this wolf gets killed, but until then, that damage aura is really good.
Let's watch the defense. There's not enough money for both the supports from Na'Vi to buy back, but everybody from Hellraisers can buy back. Dazzle, well, he can probably buy back. I don't think he'll have enough money for his BTs when he does it, though. So he can't come directly back to the fight, but his job is to set the backlines anyway. Goddamn is probably the man I would probably feel is at most risk, but he's walking around with Shiva's Glimmer, Rod of Atos, as well as extra cheese. And here comes that BT, and yep, Dread way too far up. Down to very, very low life. They have to expend the Shallow Grave on him, which means they don't have it for the Ursa. The Ice Blast will connect on Goddamn, but Na'Vi, they controlled him by the Dream Core, which didn't actually summon anybody. Goddamn, now he's so low, but can they do it? There's to jump in where the puck gets the Dream Core off the back of the Refresher of the Macropie burning through Punic, but is it really enough? Lashrak is down, but of course, buyback is available. He's not coming back to the engagement yet, because they've already taken to Jaeger's more triggering, and Dendi doesn't have enough damage. Arda so low, he's going to drop the 4 stuff up, not enough to save him. He does have buyback, but they're not going to expend it for the moment. Hellraisers on the run out of here, but Na'Vi, how much of the extras can they mop up there? But he stuns, they have a disruption. Gorik will not be able to survive to fight another day, or at least that day is now almost 2 minutes away for Hellraisers. 3 on the sidelines, and all of Polly, the Melee Rax is almost dead, and Nit, that would have been even bigger for them too.
No, they didn't even buy back anyone on Navi's side, I think. Ross died and just held on to his buyback. They realized they're actually winning that fight.
The Ice Blast was searching for Dread. It was really searching for him.
I think he might have survived it anyway with...
He blinked out of it and he had the Yule Scepter.
I don't know. That's actually a really close call.
Funnick. Hang on, has the backdoor regen kicked back up again? They're using Glimmer Cape to get him in here. And, well, there's your Hex and buyback by the Undying. Funnick's just got to get the hell out of here. The E-Blade triggering on him.
Kind of a panic buyback.
Are they trying to get more? Are they actually trying to get the Ursa up? Funnick's in a little bit of trouble here. And then defensive disruption. The Undying Tombstone being dropped, and Funnick's he's still in trouble here. He's almost dead. In fact, he is dead. 95 seconds on the sideline, but outside the base, the Ice Blast actually not connecting with the blast itself. There's still the chill effects there. Then he's unable for Snako. There's that Dream Call coming back into work. Goddamn with the double kill. And now it's Na'Vi. Maybe they overpressured, overstayed their walk. Just a Millie Rags. Arsal being hunted down by Dread. And Dendi still in the waters living. But the question is for how long? He does have the Satanic available so he can fight Winter PKP, but there goes your Ice Blast, E-Blade, Shiva's Guard, Decay, they're taking everything they can, and then the Hex, then he's in trouble, real trouble, he can't get up in time, he's down for the count. There is buyback available though on 3 of the heroes from Na'Vi and all 3 of the cores. Lashrak will come back to World of Living, the Melee Rax remains alive.
I cannot believe HR got that much out of an Undying buyback. They got 4 kills. Na'Vi kind of running in one by one. The Bristleback tried to go for the melee. He didn't even get it. Like, he didn't actually even get to hit the Rax once, and it's healing up.
He ended up deciding, does he find Puck or does he take Rax? And then the E-Blade connected, and he couldn't even get over the hill. He was stuck on the stairs. He is not the Stairmaster.
I want to point out how incredible of Puck Apple Ninja is playing this game, by the way. He's actually constantly finding these very clutch phase shift blink plays. He's finding the right engagements. He's timing his cooldown management very well with getting out and getting in again. In this fight, gets some very nice Dream Coil once again, as countless last fights. And he's also 10-4 and 22, and it's every single fight he just finds the opening they need. It's really been the Puck and the Jakiro that have just kited and controlled Na'Vi so damn much that they can actually beat them in a 76-minute game with an Ursa as their only physical damage carry. They're beating a Bristle, a Shadow Fiend, and a Lashrak, with 2 of the arguably best late-game supports on their team, as well as Shadow Demon and AA. And what they have for themselves is Undying, who generally is considered to fall off pretty hard, but he has decent items, and a Dazzle, who is great. So
Here we go again. This time HR playing a slightly different strike artist, forcing out the bottom lane a little bit more before he now joins the rest of HR. Chasing after a boss. Sheeva's guard's going to slow him down. That cold feet can't trigger. They force up Norway and out the split earth as well, but the ice blast flies in, doesn't hit on anybody from HR. There's an airball, no one but Afro too close in. He's the big man we were talking about. The puck, can they keep him alive? You got Funnick right behind him, the shallow grave. Now Destruction making sure he's got a little bit more time. Blinks away, but Funnick in preparation for it. He's right in front of the E-blade. The claw sprays are still there, but they're so deep. They don't want to go any further, but you do have the SF back to one living. A big lead, catching up 5 euros. So HR, maybe they can turn with the extra armor. The cheese is actually down on the deck. The split out, catching out too, but Funnick, he's down as well. Do they have enough? The Dream Call's holding them all in position. The ice pass down, but where is the damage? Funnick will finally drop. Here's your buybacks coming down. He winding up for the Requiem, but he can't do it. He had Alpha, he actually had the Ursa right behind him. Now he's moving over to down. Now the ice blast as well. Goddamn, probably won't be able to survive through this one, but the Ursa is brought back outside. Only barely alive, but Force just stood there with basically R turned on to try and win fight. BKB would trigger to the TP out. Is there another Dream Call? Is there a stun? There's nothing. A Force is away to safety. 2 players left alive for Na'Vi. The buybacks are available. Already R-Star will do so. But they're saving Dendi and they're saving the Bristleback for now.
The presence of mind in that fight for HR to drop the cheese basically while it's happening, for Afro Ninja to pick it up, use it immediately, refresh, go in again with another Dream Coil and his entire array of spells and Hex. Man, the communication from this team is really, really good.
Double
They're
buybacks.
gonna need to get out of here. Na'Vi, they've used so many buybacks as well.
Here's your Ice Blast, it's flying in, it's gonna connect. It actually only does chills really on Afro as well as Dread, but they got that disruption. Is there a boss done? There it is. Afro's in trouble, and he's gonna go down to Rizzy. The phase shift, the cold feet, they're looking for everything to hit, and they've got him down, but he has buyback available. Under 2 minutes on the counter, however, but he's the only buyback available for HR. The Undying will be dead for 47 seconds. I don't want to count Roshan. I think Na'Vi have had enough of this, but they've only got 1 buyback, and it's on a Bost.
They're gonna lose the game if they die now.
Hang on,
Na'Vi.
hang on. They got so much money. They
He
got
has 8,000 on the Bost.
Yeah, like he should be buying second BTs after he buys back. That's it. And then coming back to the fight.
Is this Axe really better than Octarine Core? Because I don't think so.
I would actually ask, can he buy a Solar Crest? But I love that item. But now, Funnick, can they finally bring down this melee rags? Fortification, well, it is available for HR, I believe. Yeah, it is. They can actually slow this one down. 13 seconds until Undying's back in the world of living. Dendi buying up aside the Vice. It actually came in on the Courier right now, so he's got an extra disable up against that Ursa when he jumps in R-Star, caught by the arse path of Dread, and they have to defensively disrupt him. Macro Pyre, no, he's going to try and dual breath, and they Glimmer Cape away. There's just a gem for some reason sitting on the deck, and Saniko will now grab 1 for each. Whoa, you do not want to be doing that. Get the hell out of there. They can turn. They have the high ground. Dread jumps up. The Dream Call only catching 1. A Boss triggers up the BKB in time. The Ice Blast. It's going to be on all 4 of them. HR in a lot of trouble. The Macro Pie still doing the work, but they've lost the puck. That's a dieback for him. He's got nowhere to come back to a living. Artist, he's trying to bring down Funnick, but Funnick with the back turn, running up high. The Ice Blast will control him, but at what cost? Defensive disruption. He's actually going to save the life. Saneko keeping his core alive. There's 2 down for Hellraise at the moment, and maybe they got enough. Dread's on the run. Saneko right behind him. He can't keep up. He has to refuse to play charge. They avoid the ice path. Prediction coming until he walks straight back into it. Now it's Korik. For Boss, they need to make sure he does not die here, but they got the other Hex. Korik came back in again. The Dazzle's on the sideline. Dread will join him in a moment. The ice path doesn't on anyone. The dual breath's not enough to kill off Funnick. 4 euros down for Hellraisers. Na'Vi, GG is a call. 80 minutes it takes. The Na'Vi will finally put Hellraisers into the ground, dead and buried, with a 2-0 victory, keeping their hopes the TI5 qualifier European #1 slot alive, and potentially #2 as well. Woo!
That was an incredible. I mean, it was an incredible game with incredible plays and incredible mistakes and everything. This is what makes the most entertaining games to watch. But holy, I mean, I don't know where to start and where to end with the analysis of this game. There's just so many things happening. All in all,